we'll quickly go through the demo part, wherein with the help of Lars, who is our colleague working in the MTC, Microsoft Technology Center, working there as an architect, who would assist us with the demo. And in these demos, they will be talking about two demo scenarios. One would be the connected field service, wherein with the help of this device, we would see how somebody in the field could interact with any of these devices or any similar devices. And in the second part, we will do the inspection, the remote assistance, where somebody in the field would need some assistance in order to work on any technical challenges. So before we jump into that, I'll quickly let Lars to do a quick introduction.
Yeah, so hi everyone. Are we doing this in English or Norwegian or Swedish? Norwegian? Or? You've heard it's been in Norwegian earlier. Yeah. Okay, so also...
Gjerne norsk og med mikrofon.
Ja, okej. Hej. Hörs det bra eller? Är det fint? Ja. Så som sagt, mitt namn är Lars Johansson. Jag jobbar som teknisk arkitekt här på Oslo MTC. Vi är ett teknologisenter hvor vi kör lite djupa engagementer med våra kunder och samman med våra partner för att utforska vad Microsofts plattformar kan bidra med för att accelerera en digital resa. Så vi är en del av ett globalt program som är innanför Customer Experience-programmet, hvor vi också har Data Center Tours och Cybercrime Unit Center som vi har i Redmond och andra Industrial Experience Centers som vi har runt om i världen. Vi har byggt upp det här, så är det en ny offering i Oslo. Som sagt, hvor vi gärna ser dere säkert med partnere, hvor vi för exempel kan gå djupare in i forskjellige scenarier. Så det vi tänkte demonstrera här är ju hvordan IoT kan brukas idag samman med vår Dynamics-plattform och speciellt då den här Connected Field Service. Som är, IoT är ju egentligen sensoring av maskiner och devices, things, som så ger upphov till nya insikter, som också leder till actions och bättre både rapportering men också förhoppningsvis mer effektiv operation av devices. Så det vi har gjort här är att vi har byggt upp ett enkelt scenario hvor vi har satt en del såna här sensorer på en motor. Slik att när vi startar den här så kommer den här då feeda telemetri in i Azure IoT-plattform. En av våra IoT-plattformar. I det här fallet så är det som vi kallar för IoT, en IoT-solution. Som vi kan starta med den här igen. Som är en färdig applikation för att komma igång med IoT. Så här scenariot här då så har vi för exempel definierat upp, vi har 3 sensorer, en för vibration, en för temperatur och en för humidity faktiskt. I tillägg då så kan vi ju sätta upp regler för exempel för att detektera forskjellige anomalier i de här telemetrin. Så här ser vi på, jag kan inte scrolla här. Här ser vi för exempel en abnormal vibration-regel som vi har definierat. Om du klickar på vibration, på condition, så kan vi se hvordan det är definierat att om det vibrerar över en terskelverdi i mer än average i de sista 5 minuterna, så tränger vi att göra ett tilltak. Det den gör då, det är att om du klickar ner på, längre ner så här, if you scroll a bit. I'm going to speak English to my colleague and I'm going to speak Norwegian to you. Så här ser vi för exempel Microsoft Flow då, som är vår power platform. Hvordan den brukas. If you click on that Microsoft Flow there. Så kan ni se för exempel hvordan vi tar den här payloaden, alltså datapacken som vi önskar sända till IoT-plattformen. Är allerede färdiggenerert. If you click on the new button. Så det här är bara en demonstration av hur enkelt det är egentligen att connecta ting från en IoT central applikation till en Dynamics 365 med Connected Field Service. So if you create from the template and you will see that there is a create Connected Field Service alert from an IoT central. So that's a ready built solution if you would. where you just connect these two devices or backends. You have the Azure IoT, which this one is talking to. And of course, you have the Dynamics 365 tenant. So this is how we connect these two together. So if we just close this one, and of course you can connecta det här till och skriva dina egna flows som du önskar egentligen att den ska integrera med en helt annan plattform, så är det en större grej. So if we go back to the, if we just close
Sure.
this.
I think there is a question here.
And please feel free. There's.
Can you use the IoT hub to do this?
Yeah. So underneath this IoT central application is the IoT hub as the infrastructure. Yeah. Sure. So the question was if we can use IoT hub for this. And yes, this is just a software solution ready built, the IoT Central, but underneath there is the IoT Hub, which is our full power IoT platform. So in terms of this telemetry then, we would be able to go, we would be able to see the alerts, IoT alerts in the connected field service portal. So if we go back to the Dynamics, you will see here's the dashboard from the connected field service. So you will actually see all the different alerts, what type. If you click on one of these, we will be able to go into that payload I was talking about, what happened at what time, what device, because potentially you have thousands of devices, of course, connected through an IoT Central. And it's not just about monitoring and looking into your data. It's also about, okay, all these insights. If we connect one or more sensors, perhaps that is a strong signal that something needs to be happened. But here, if you scroll down here, you can see everything regarding the alert. And as you see, there is this standard process in the connected field service. I guess it's kind of configurable.
Yeah.
So you can configure this in any ways. But this is the standard. It's alert raised, a case is created, or an alert is created. Then you can decide if it was a false positive or a true alert. You can create a case, create the work order, and assign it to someone to actually do some actions on it. So this is kind of the standard flow that we're used to seeing in the Dynamics platform.
So it's a perfect combination of the scenarios where not only from the IoT alerts, the signals what we receive in Dynamics, but internally, manually or automatically, we would be able to create cases, assign cases to any technicians in the field or off the field to work on any of those. And all of these action items, in this case, this environment is out of the box. You have the different sets of business processes which you can define that if there is an alert, if there is any sort of signal coming in, what action needs to be taken? Do we need to create a case? Do we need to assign it to a technician? How we are going to react to that? We could define all of it in here in the same IoT alert.
And as you can see, this dashboard is not just the workflow regarding the field technician, it's also about the devices. So all the devices being provisioned through the IoT platform, it then shows up here. So you can actually do two-way communication. You can, for instance, remotely do an emergency shutdown.
By just sending the command.
Yeah, by sending commands. You can also see all the work orders, the schedule board for the resources being assigned. So you can actually, and this could of course be an elaborate, find the closest technician with the correct kind of profile with experience on this specific device with the nearest location and assign that one. So it's a perfectly viable use case for the connected field service. Any question on this kind of part?
And one aspect I would like to add from the resource scheduling perspective is for every technician, we could have the skills defined, saying if I am an expert on Dynamics, someone else is an expert on Azure, that engineer who is expert on Azure would be picked up for that specific job. So you can define the skills, you can define the proficiency, the SME factor and all of it against any and every engineer in working on any cases.
And these kind of scenarios, when they do implement the IoT, and this is like the Industry 4.0, has shown a great effect in terms of how to optimize operations. Do predictive maintenance instead of reactive maintenance saves you millions potentially of dollars or Norwegian
Krones.
kroner. So it's a very strong interest in this in the market. The next building on top of the IoT is, of course, start using like the digital twins, where you create an even richer environment, connecting devices and spaces and persons and applications. And all of a sudden you have a very much richer picture of your complex, be it industry or whatever. Yeah.
IoT providers are third party.
Yeah.
Right, so how do you sort of integrate all this data platforms?
Yeah, okay. So the IoT hub, which is the underlying we mentioned earlier, is the kind of the backbone of this solution. And we have a huge ecosystem with industry partners. So the major partners might already be in and able to talk to this kind of infrastructure. And of course, we're using as much standard protocols as possible. So it's possible to connect any device that is, that emits signals, so to speak. It's normal HTTPS kind of things. But there's a huge, we can talk for hours regarding the IoT part, and I would love to do that. But let's, so now we have let's reiterate. So now we have kind of the schedule. I've been then assigned as the perfect technician to do the actual, or kind of, I was close by, but I might not have the right skill set. But still, I was the technician. So then we're going to kick off the next part of the demo, which is how we can utilize remote assist, which is, it's not going to be very remote since we're standing shoulder to shoulder. But potentially, this could be one guy in Oslo supporting a technician in Thailand. Or wherever. And this has also shown a great effect. Time to resolution has drastically come down, getting expert guidance in the field, and also the level of correctness. We don't see much errors when you actually have access to experts. So remote assist, good example. Not all the senior engineers are willing to travel as much as they did in the young days, so that you might send less experienced guys in the field. So we're going to see if we can demo this.
Sure. And in the meantime, when we get this ready, a quick overview from the remote assist perspective, again, extending it from the usability standpoint. Inspections are majorly used for these scenarios. Also, if you have any vendor companies who would like to do these inspections and work for you, this could also be the scenarios for them.
So what this is showcasing, and why am I having this kind of, so this is the Microsoft Hololens, the first generation. It was kind of a prototype, R&D platform to have new kind of interfaces. The thing is, heads up and hands-free is a very strong thing when you're working in the field. So you don't need to have one hand with your phone or a manual or whatever. You can look at the problem, but still interact with the real world and augment it with some digital capabilities. So this is the first generation. There's a second generation just around the corner, Hololens 2, much better in every sense. So that's a different topic as well. So what we're going to do here, we're going to start a remote assist. And this application, since it's hands-free, I can actually... I can actually do this. So the remote assist is a separate application which is connected to the field service and the Dynamics platform, but it's also available in a mobile experience. So you don't need to buy this. It's rather expensive, but at the same time, if you get the resolution time down, the business case is quite strong. So now you see what I see. Hey, Ritesh, how are you?
Doing good, thank you.
Yeah, okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just creating a remote assist session. So this is using Teams, as you can see, where Ritesh, what you're seeing is Ritesh desktop.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pinpoint, arrow it down that specific location or the place.
To pin this so it doesn't follow and interfere with my. So the thing is, I'm in the field here. So I come to this engine, which has signaled some abnormal vibration. So I need to figure out how to solve this. So Ritesh, do you know this device?
Yeah. Yes, I have worked on it.
Yeah, okay. So could you just guide me through the process of stopping this and fixing it?
Sure. If you could see, there is a red button. If you could press that to stop the machine first.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you could open the frame.
So that would be this lever, and something fall off. Is that?
There is that blade.
Yeah, correct. So
If
this
you could
seems
check,
to be broken, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like broken.
Just pull it off. And there are some more.
Yeah, let's try putting in the another one, but make sure that the one which is written should go inside.
Text, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just replace this as. Oh, that's the place, yeah. So you can see that Ritesh is able to draw on this, and I will also be able to, if I can find him. I can also use documents. I can bring up skisser, design documents or whatever, or draw. But yeah, so this is. I should have a hands free.
Switch your hand. And in the meantime, when Lars is doing that, I'm also taking the screenshots so that I can attach it to the document and keep it with me for further inspections.
Yeah. I'll have a snap. So it's actually taking a screenshot for me as well, so I can attach it to the work order, whatever.
Yeah, whatever the inspection was regarding. This could also help in any documentation stating what was done when the field technician was there in the job trying to fix the problem, what exactly was covered under that inspection.
Yeah. So thank you very much for your help. I appreciate it. I'll just...
Thank you, Lars.
Now it sounds much better.
Yep.
Okay, cheers. Så det... Så det var en enkel demo av den konseptuella tingen, tror jag framgick. Så här är en väldigt enkel ting, men att ha tillgång till allting i en sån typ av device är ju otroligt kraftfullt. Eller om det är på mobilen eller en annan plattform. Okay, Spørsmål?
Any questions? Any scenarios you would like to talk about, to discuss about based on what we just went through? Anything on top of your mind where you see any correlation with your day-to-day job, your business, challenges, anything which you could foresee you would like to talk about, something like that? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just curious about the usability of those Hololens glasses. Do you need, how much education do you need to use them?
Yeah, I don't think the first generation is, of course, a bit rough on the edges. Still very useful. Huge interest in oil and gas and healthcare. They're doing it actually to plan operations. And regarding the gestures, you saw I was doing a kind of tapping in the air and everything. They're a bit awkward. It takes some time getting used to it, like 5 minutes. The next generation is going to be much richer. It has a stronger AI built in because it actually has a computer than you're carrying a computer on your head, so it has all the AI and more powerful sensors as well. So it's going to be much more. I've tried it on. It's quite nice.
It's Windows based. It's Windows OS which is powering this up, which now comes with the AI infused capability in all the operating systems, along with other Microsoft applications.
So if someone would like to try, we have some like holo humans and some design stuff as well. If you want to try it on and see how it works. Any more questions?
Any scenarios you could think of, let's say from the transportation, logistics, commune. Also, one of the scenarios what I covered was about the power grid. Let's say if you have a Hololens and there is this guy who is climbing up the tower to fix any problem and doesn't know what exactly needs to be done, this person wearing the Hololens would be able to see, on the cloud somewhere, hooking it up, the screen, that this is what I'm supposed to do, and just looking at that screen, that individual would be able to work on that problem.
Typical scenarios might be training, it might be iterative design, where you can actually place, be it in a store or whatever, you can place and see how it would appear in an augmented, natural way.
We have an example in the CK wherein we are using the
Holocare is being it's a Norwegian project with Soprasteria together with Oslo Universitetssykehus, I believe.
Yep.
Risk
hospital.
They use this to plan child and pediatric surgery on hearts and other. And there is other places. There's a lot of interest, but that's just the Hololens. I mean.
Yep.
Focus here is the dynamics.
Yeah, but whatever we could do with the HoloLens, we could get the information back into the dynamics. So it could be like when you're doing these inspections, whatever issues you're trying to fix, all could be reported back into dynamics, which would have one single repository of data, which you could use for any further predictive analysis, or let's say the machine learning or anything.
So if you go back to when you create the work order, you could, of course, then attach all the relevant documents, so the field technician have access to everything you know about the location, the device, the engine, or the kind of issue, any knowledge base articles, whatever you have, which at the end of the day helps them become more productive and more efficient.
One question over here.
Sure.
Just about the HoloLens and the IoT integration. So
Come back to HoloLens, yeah?
Well, it's to do with the dynamics. So if there's an IoT that's giving out a signal, obviously it's not obvious as a vibration, but temperature-based, could this dynamics platform? You see.
Yeah. So, for instance, that could be in a more richer environment. You could actually, when you come to the scene, you could have like overlays with the digital twin, and you can have. I'm not sure if I'm asking or answering your question, but you could have a much more realistic overlay, for instance, and anything from the dynamics, since it's the same kind of platform, and it integrates, as you saw, very easily with flow. You can have flows coming from the IoT platform, but of course you could have flows or power apps in the other direction as well.
Or if you could
payload from this over to the work items.
Or if you would like to explain any use case scenarios, what you have on top of your mind.
I'm just saying, okay, this pressure buildup inside
Let's say the LNG, there is a pressure which,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't hear it or anything, but IoT that senses it. That is the sense.
Yeah. Yeah. But perhaps that would be more of the IoT hub and the intelligence that you would provide. Edge, we're talking about edge intelligence. I mean, sometimes you would like to provision edge intelligence, so it's small compute intelligence onto the device. Sometimes you want it to be brought back into the cloud. That might be more of the IoT part, but of course the dynamics plays a role. But having the build like predictive models on the known patterns. We have partners who has released data sets of sounds of faulty engines, Hitachi. So you can just build AI models. So when there's the squeaking sound of this character, what might it indicate? There's a lot of available. That's kind of we can empower anyone to do kind of everything today. Ja. Ta det på norsk.
Jeg jobber mye mot bygg og anlegg, og
Ja.
jeg ser for meg liksom, hva skal til for at man kan være der at man gjør en rehabilitering for eksempel av dette bygget her, og så har noen prosjektert og tegnet en eller annen løsning. Så kommer man ut, og så ser man at det er ikke gjennomførbart. For at altså det som prosessen i dag, er at den er veldig kostbar, og da endringsmeldinger som gjør at man har en lang prosess gående på dette her. Hvor langt unna vil du si det kan være at man da ute i teltet, man definerer endringen, oppretter ordren, sånn at altså, jeg ser på meg at det kan effektivisere bransjen noe helt vanvittig.
Ja.
Men
Og det
da må man på en måte kunne se ting i sanntid, altså hva skulle egentlig bygges, hvor avviket?
Ja. Du svarer, ja.
Det scenarioet der, det har vi i drift i dag hos GCI eiendom i Bergen. Hvor det som skjer er at på byggeplass, når det skjer ting, og det skjer jo ting, det kan være en vegg som skal flyttes, et eller annet som males, så har underleverandørene, entreprenørene, de har en enkel app hvor de dokumenterer endringen med bilder og på en måte konsekvens og den type ting. Den kommer inn som en sak som byggherren behandler, og enten godkjenner eller underkjenner endringen. Og så går den da til elektronisk signatur, sånn at det blir en formell godkjent eller underkjent ordre avhengig av det, for at i byggebransjen så er det ofte en krangel om penger. Og basert på det så vil de få da vite egentlig omtrent på samme dag om endringsmeldingen er godkjent eller ikke, der man før hadde en papirmølle av dimensjoner. Og på det neste frokostseminaret som vi skal ha nå i november, så skal vi vise frem det også for en kunde som har brukt dette her i Oslo. Akkurat det samme scenario.
Det fullt mulig.
Any further questions? Okay. If not, I would like to make one more request. That next week on 23rd of October, we are running a symposium on Dynamics 365 sales, marketing, and power apps, which would be again almost the same timing, like the breakfast seminar kind of, wherein we'll touch upon these other aspects of the Dynamics 365 as well. So whoever would like to join us, please be free. Go to the Microsoft events page and register for the event.
Thank you very much.
Da var det over for denne gang. Vi vil også minne om vårt frokostseminar. Neste frokostseminar, som er 21. november, som Frode snakket om i sted. Det ligger ute nå på Eventbrite, så det er bare å gå inn og se der. Dette her handler om IT governance. Takk for oss!